All right, let's do the exercises at the beginning here to figure out what we're working with. We're working with proportions again, which is all of lesson or chapter 5. We got proportions. We're using a table. There are two ways of looking at it. You have rows and you have columns. There are two ways to compare. So you have rows or columns, it doesn't matter. And in this one here, they're comparing with columns on the top here. We got ringtones to dollars, and is it equal to ringtones to X dollars? And then the other way is we can use the rows to compare. So we got purchase, ringtones to ringtones, is it equal to the dollars over the dollars? So they've compared it two ways there. Ooh, that gets confusing, doesn't it? Interesting that it works. Can do the same thing here. I could compare straight across 1.5 to cups to 6 cups, and then on the other side I could do 1 tomato to X tomatoes, or they did this by columns. Notice they compared it vertically like this: 1.5 to 1 tomato, 6 cups is equal to how many tomatoes? So there's more, there's so many ways you can work on the same thing. That's example 1. Now we're doing example 2, which is solving proportions using mental math. So it's just going to do the mental math here. So 2 times 8 is equal to 8. So if 2 times 4 is equal to 8, 3 times 4 should be equal to 12. How did they come up with the 12? Think the product of 2 and what number is 8? I see. And so because the product of 2 times 4 is 8, the numerator of 4 should be replaced with the x. I see. So that's pretty cool. That's a nice way to think about that. That makes it easy. And then we have on this one, we've got solving proportions using mental math again. So they're looking at this. 1.5 times what equals 6? Again, they came up with 4. So 1 times 4 should equal 4 on the bottom for your solution there. So looks like we're going to have to use some mental math to make this work for us today. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to start looking at our numbers that we're doing. We're going to start out today doing 4 to 7 and 26 to 30, which will be the review question. So in our 4 to 7 here, our section in the beginning, practice and problem solving, where it begins, I'm going to write a proportion to find how many points a student needs to score on a test to get the given score. So if the test is worth 50 points, oh, this is so good. Test score of 40%, how much do they need to get there to get that? So we're going to write a proportion, and that's all we're going to do. We don't have to solve it. We're just writing a proportion. However, the easiest way to solve that is totally something different. But here we go. This is what they want us to do today. So we are going to solve this. So I'm going to go this way so I can see it best. So I don't know how many points I need to get over 50. I just know that if I had a test that was 100 points, I would need 40 of them to get 40%, because 40 over 100 is 40%. So on each one of these between 4 and 7, this side over here is the easiest part, and then this right here is just the easiest part. It is such an easy thing. Just take, oh man, I'm just going to just show you one more because it's so easy. That's number 4. Here's number 6. Number 6 is test is worth 80 points, so it's 80 points. X equals 100%. I need 80 points for that. I don't know that. That's it. It's that easy. This should only take you like 30 seconds to do this section of the assignment. Now let's start on day 2. Day 2 is going to be, looks like 1 to 3. So looks like I've already covered that information somewhere. Oh no, they just got moved there. How exciting. Was that exciting? It's exciting to me. Okay, so I'm going to erase these real quick because those are for something else. Remember, always, this is going to be in example 1, or the key idea. This is going to be part of example 1, and this is just to prove that you know what we're talking about. So when we're describing two ways that you can use a table to write a proportion, there it's in number 1, example number 1, or the key idea. So I'm going to just allow you to use your noggin for that. All right, number 9 if you notice here, we have a proportion already set up for us. We can choose to use it one of two ways. We can compare it this way and make that a fraction that way, like this. N over 85, and is it equal to 34 over 170? All the questions we're asking here are, is this equal to that? That's what we're looking for. We're always looking to see if this is equal to that, or vice versa. So on this one, the mental math was 85 times what is 170? Is 85 times 2 is 170, right? So 34 divided by 2 should be n, because 85 times 2 is 170. So I was doing my head math there. So the answer for this one should be 34 divided by 2, because 85 times 2, I did 2 times symbols there. Isn't that crazy? All right. 85 times 2 is 170. So 34 divided by 2 should give me my number over here. All right. And what else do we have to do? Number 11. Going to be the same thing here. Can use the same mental head math. Again, it shouldn't take you very long. It should be really fast. You're just looking to see. So we'll just assume this is already my fraction here. We're going to put the equal sign between them. How many times this equals 200? Haha, this is times 2 again. So if I do times 2 that way, then this divided by 2 should equal x. And then I could write my proportion the rest of the way. All right, got it? And what else are we doing? And it looks like we're going to do some more. We're going to solve and see what these people did wrong here. Looks to me that it's pretty obvious what they did wrong. They're going diagonal already in their comparisons. Remember, there's only 2 ways to compare. You can go this way, or you can go this way. But you can't go this way and this way. So don't let them do. So there you go. You describe the problem and you're done. Now we go 13 to 23 odd, and let's see. You can buy 3 T-shirts for $24. Write a proportion that gives the cost of C of buying 7 T-shirts. So you could use this graph here, but you don't really need to. You just need to write the proportion, right? So you have 3 T is equal to $24. You can write it like that. And is that equal to, and how many, we're going to put the number of C on the bottom because that's our cost, and then we have 7T. Oh no, I just showed you how to do it. So I know you can figure this out. So same thing happens for number 14. We're comparing, you've got computers and you've got students. You've got 45 students and you've got a C for computers. There you go. And school team, this one gets a little more difficult because you already have one proportion written out here. So the school team has 80 swimmers. The ratio of 7th grade swimmers, there we go, swimmers, to all swimmers. Write the proportion that gives a number of S for 7th grade swimmers. So the school team has 80 swimmers. So write it, this is swimmers to all swimmers. So this is all swimmers up here, and this is the all swimmers here. So you would put 5 over 16 is equal to 80 is on the bottom. I'll let you figure out the rest, okay? Next page, we're going to have another odd here. Then we're just solving. This is using example number 2 and 3. You can use head math. You can use cross multiply. You have so many options. Choose the one that works best for you, I would say. So we got 17, then this one, and this one, and this one. And it looks like we have several ones. So which of the proportions can you use to find the actual length x of Atlantis? So your teacher has a 1 to 200 scale model of the space shuttle. So where would I find our 1 to 200 model? And this Atlantis is 9.5 centimeters long, 19.5 centimeters long. So that, so which one shows centimeters to real life? Does that make sense? So for every one real life, I'll stop and let you think about that. Okay, remember we're comparing small to big. So the model is, here's our small size, here's our real size. This is what the small size represents, here's what the big size represents. So if this was the model that we're looking at here, which number would go on top? Would it be the x for the unknown for the real size, actual length, or would it be something else? All right, have fun.